General Hans, Oberst Wagner, I come to you with good news. And no, I'm not going to try to do a German accent. It just sounds badly. 3 Soviet armored corps are rampaging across the Donetsk industrial basin, their advance unchecked and their speed unrelenting. I beg your pardon, Herr Field Marshal, but this is good news. I would hate to know what constitutes bad news if this is good news. Field Marshal Erich von Manstein fixes Oberst Wagner with a quizzical stare and opens his mouth. These animations are funny. We have accurate intelligence on our enemy's forces. Their overly rapid advance has outrun their supporting units, and the enemy is coming to us instead of our forces needing to chase or hunt him. What more could you possibly ask for, Herr Oberst? But Field Marshal von Manstein holds up a hand to interrupt Oberst Wagner. If you were about to express concern over the state of our forces, fear not. I took 3 grueling days of meetings with high command, meaning Hitler, but I was ultimately successful in arguing for the need of immediate offensive actions. Enough supply, fuel, and ammunition have been diverted from other sectors, bringing General Hans's army up to full strength. That's who we're playing as the name. Herr General, we have been given a perfect opportunity to salvage the crisis, and I'm continuing on you to execute my plan. Primary objective, destroy the 25th Soviet Armored Corps up here. Bonus objective, 3rd Armored Corps out here in the east. And bonus objective, 10th Armored Corps down here in the sort of central south. Most importantly, we must clear a path to Kharkov. Between you and Kharkov stands the 25th Soviet Armored Corps. Destroy them all. What of Kharkov itself? Marshal von Manstein shrugs. Other non-Wehrmacht forces have been assigned to retake the city. It's not our objective. I don't know if you would consider the Waffen-SS non-Wehrmacht. It's non-Heers, yes, for sure. So definitely has that distinction there, not being an army unit. I see. Further east, the Soviet 10th Armored Corps has reached Pavlograd, and behind them the heavy 3rd Armored Corps is lurking somewhere in this area. Our enemy has outrun their support, so you should expect very little, if any, infantry or towed weaponry to oppose your counterattack. My general, we had better deploy the strongest anti-tank units we have for the battle. Unsupported or not, 3 entire armored corps represents a considerable amount of enemy tanks. One final reminder, we will be able to claim victory as soon as we've completed destroying the 25th Armored Corps, but if we want to fully secure the region, all enemies should be saved. We should save defeating the 25th for last. Okay, victory for Germany. Right. Okay. Now we have 25 turns here to get this done in. Now what I have done is to spare you watching me playing a center difficulty level. Watching me go through the deployment. I have... Oh, wait a minute. No, this is not it. No. Load. Here. Load. This is what we need to load. Gotta load the right thing. There we go. Okay, I've gone through and done what we can in deploying here. So, as you can see, we have the forces inherited. Now, just let everyone know, playing this a couple of weeks ago inspired me to go back, and I'm playing through the whole series now. Most of the time I've just played the first, third or half of the missions of a DLC and then ended up moving on to the next one by the time. So I am working on playing through all of this, and it's been fun. So I enjoy the Panzer Corps too. So, but this is sort of the generic starting type unit if you were playing getting the DLC. But we don't want to destroy the 25th too soon, because that will end it if we want to take out some of the others, and we're going to try to. So let's So we're cloudy. We can't see too much. We should have here some reconnaissance there. Here, let's... Okay. Oh. Come in with our Stukas. Ah, there we go. Stormovic, okay, good. Two strikes. So that's really devastating. Let's move. Let's move one more. Just about all of our... oh. Okay, well. Oh. That's why. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to first go after them to reduce. Pursue into this. That's going to be painful. Okay, not that painful, but at least we're bringing this down. Ah, hey Pixel, how you doing today? I will have a drink of Coke at least. Thanks for the reminder. Okay, so we've dropped on there. Let's see. Yeah, we'll use the 410s to weaken. I have not even played the first turn here, but then we've got these guys attacking with all being escorted, which is a good thing. We'll move him up this way to sort of, oh, got some tanks in the swamp too. Move our fantasy panthers up. Ah, after the ones in the swamp. Fully take out those units. I like to fully take out units whenever I can. There are plane tanks, which I don't know how you, or plane half tracks, how useful they're going to be, because I don't know that we're going to be facing much in the way of infantry, but still could be something. These are the fast deploy, so I can move them up here. And break on the first group. Okay. Up these guys. Let's move up the... Okay, so we see that they are empty. So we'll move village. Yeah, I'm actually something of an admirer of von Manstein. I think he was a very good general. sort of last. Okay, we can move. Oh, well, no, these are the ones we want to do. Yeah, these are also, so we can destroy some of these while leaving some of these guys up in the north here, I guess. Fallschirmjägers we can drop somewhere to reinforce, I don't know. Okay, these are just small and weak. Move them back on the anti-tank gun support. Get some mutual support there. Okay, I think we'll go up. Not drop this turn. Hopefully we won't get hit by any air attacks. Get these guys into town here, they'll be able to hold better. Just to sort of, I guess I should do this first off, but see what's coming out here. An excuse to make Stuka noises, right? Yes, yes. Yes, yes. What else would you want to do? Stuka noises be cool. Now, I really think von Manstein idea of using maneuver as opposed to just trying to hold the line would have been much more effective than just holding the line. But I don't think would have changed the final outcome of the war. Okay, so we have a pack up here, pack 38 on that. Truck and a weak infantry unit. No, it should be better to hold into the town. Same here, these guys are going to be not very good. They at least got a pack 40 here. Yeah, I'm not surprised that's not lasting very long. Wow, there's a lot of Soviet Air Force here. Captured? Yeah, it's captured Panzer III. And that was exactly not effective. And that's gone. Okay, well our para mission up there has just changed radically. And you're going after our flame tank. Or a flame half-track. Ah, man, this, okay. Wow, there's more forces here than I thought. I may get my butt kicked. No, I think in fact I'm going to get my butt kicked if we continue this. Okay, not these guys. I knew these guys were going to go down at some point. There's some Lees. Okay, well. I have to restart. I'm not going to lose. I can't lose a Tiger unit. Oh, God, no. They pushed way too hard out here. Here. Well. Okay, guys, I've got to rethink this starting. I need some more anti-tank over with the other force. So I just quickly threw this together. So let's. I know. I thought we had better intelligence. Okay, so we're gonna load. That's why I have that load. Okay. Okay. Well, one, I know not to push into here so hard. Right. Also, I don't want. Is this it? Yeah, I don't want this. So we're going to come over here. We're going to move that into reserve. I don't want that at all. And what I'm going to get rid of my paratroopers. I was thinking of deploy them, move them to reserve. No, move the paratroopers to reserve. I was thinking I could deploy them into here and help hold the pocket longer, but no, that ain't gonna work. So what I want to purchase here is some more anti-tank. Okay, well that gives me a total of 6 slots. I think I need at least a Pack 40 gun to be useful. I think some Martyrs could be useful. I've always thought the Martyr 2 was pretty cool. This is the early Martyr 3, which by this time probably was mostly gone. By 43, those are more 41, early 42 manufacturer kind of thing, and getting used up. Now these would still be around. Okay, so this versus this. I don't know why this would have the same gun. $40 more points. Well, the points aren't the real big issue here, I don't think. Yeah, I think the Martyrs will be fine. Let's look here. Let's undeploy this. Let's deploy the Martyr down here. That's another of... Oh, this is the artillery. Some of this infantry, but we probably don't need the pioneers. We need to rebalance our forces, consider. Okay, and it's a few more. So I do want another. Two Martyrs over here to back up these tanks. they're gonna take this out, so we've got to hold this. This river is crossable, but it'll be slow to get across. So we're definitely going to see about holding some of the bridges here. What's your favorite? Oh, what's my favorite unit? Don't know that I have a favorite unit in Panzer Corps. I have questions. I don't know. Tigers are really good. You know, at this time scale. Panzer Lair is my favorite Panzer. Yeah. Oh, hello, Plastic Gangsta. Well, Panzer. Well, if you're talking, well, when he's saying Panzer Corps 2, I'm figuring he's meaning, you know, what tank or anti-tank gun or unit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna also be facing a lot of enemy aircraft. So I want to purchase, as we just saw, some cheap via numbers of slots. And I think trucks will be fine. I don't know that, well, we have quite a bit of, I don't know. Let's purchase 2 more. We have that already on a truck. We have a big 88mm back there. We're reducing down. We're going to keep a combined arms element, but I really like these. You get the 172 millimeter artillery piece. I mean, 170 millimeter artillery piece with a 0 slots guy in it. It's a real king of the battlefield, which was what we have here. So this doesn't take up any of our slots, and it can just really pound on everything. So that's a really effective weapon. Let's get another one of these. Guns. The Flak 88 is a very good unit in Panzer Corps as well. Okay, let's stick that there to here. All of these tanks, my Azul, this is an infantry unit you get if you have the Spanish Civil War DLC. You're going to undeploy it and move it, and it's a sort of a special urban urban unit, urban fighting unit. If killed, you can't replace it, so we're going to move that in. I know I was trying to get right into the action, but I think we need to do better. This is, I don't want the Sharpie in any of my units here. No, is it a good unit though? No, just a single star. Here. Could swap it out for something else. Well, I don't know. Let's see if we upgrade this. What would we upgrade it to? It currently uses 2 slots. Oh, well, that makes... Add better. Well, actually, it has 5 or 15 anti-tank. Well, I'm gonna, for 2 slots, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use that. So we're back to using this thing. Okay. Maybe not a great tank, but it'll be a useful one, because we can look here, you know, You know, 18, 21, sure, but 15 anti-tank. There's a lot of lighter units out there. We are seeing T-60s and whatnot. These guys. And if we back things up with, well, let's grab another. Let's move him over here. Another fighter. Yeah, we can put you up over here. Two reserves. I'm leaning maybe a bit more towards the heavy infantry than the light, because they'll do a little better. The Gerbs. Let's see here. Mountain. Yeah, they're gonna do 11 versus the tanks versus 13 versus 11. Yeah. So let's undeploy these and move them. Let's move in these guys in here. Okay, can you buy a 20mm flak 38? Is it just, you can buy it mounted, no brainer. This is 43, so if you want Panzer IV Gs or even Panthers, but you seem to be deploying mostly Panzer. Well, okay, well, I think mostly we've got Panzer IVs. This is our current production capabilities here. We don't have the Panther yet. Because of the last scenario, we got this fantasy unit here. They made a wooden mock-up of a wannabe German version of the T-34, so they're calling it Panther P, which we have that, but we don't yet have access to the Panther right now in what's the date here? Do we where do we see the date? I don't know. This is early. This is early winter 43, so not late. So we've yet to get access to the Panther. So we're still in the Tiger time here. So mostly what we're having are Panzer IVs here. And they're looking at 4 slots versus the Tigers with 5 slots. Though this is, well, no, you know. Okay, that's what we'll do. Let's upgrade this. Upgrade it to. Oh no, it's going to be the same. Okay, now same killing and better infantry. Better defense against armor by just 1. Panzer IIIN. 2 slots. Yeah. We probably should. I don't really want to stick with the Char B, so we'll upgrade that. I was hoping to be a little better killing. And yeah, we have, there's the G, up here, I think I have, do I have an F? 2F, I mean, over here maybe. Yeah. What would it cost to upgrade this to the G? Because we have to worry about the number of slots. And we're only going to get 1 more armor penetration. Not that it's not worth the 30, it is. A little better protection. So we will upgrade that F2 to a G model. I really like the Panzer IIIN. I find it cool. A little stubby. Okay, so we're going to we don't have anything undeployed. We've gotten more anti-air, but what I want to see about doing is I like tactical bombers in this game. So what do we have for, okay, those are observation. Okay, so the Stuka is going to be better than the 410 at tank killing, and that's what I find important. It's not as good a defensive maybe from other aircraft, but if I'm going to go there. Now if I just got 2 slots, this guy's okay-ish. I don't really care about the P, so let's go with one of these. Take up 3 slots. Put it over here. I think I only want to go with 10 more. Initiative's not as good, but this is going to be HE 219. I really don't know much about this fighter at all. I don't know fighters as well. Don't want to take up a full 5 slots to get the Focke-Wulf 190. But we could use something a little better. Or going after enemy fighters. Okay, so we're going to be moving up that AA. We've got some air over there. We have 3 slots left. Now, I'm tempted to do more tanks, but we can see it's just some, you know, Panzer 3Ls. Let's see, yeah, a little more. Whatever. But what I'm thinking here is, okay, these will have the same anti-armor values, which is what I'm looking for here. But what we have here is, look at the range, much shorter. We got to come up and kiss them with this guy, because this guy really couldn't. I don't even know if he could get the barrel that high into the air. Yeah, maybe that high, but not as high as others. But it's not meant to get its barrel that high. It is meant for indirect fire, but not quite like other things. So this way we got decent anti-armor, decent range. Well, let's undeploy this. Let's deploy this up here. Oh, this is Elsa Claus. SJW in our war games, just what we want. This is really good to have her here because she does increase the range by 1, and this is otherwise a close range unit. The Germans used lots of women in the military. The Germans used Flakhelfern, or whatever, however you pronounce it. Sorry, my German ain't great. Pronunciation particularly. At home, you know, in Germany, to free up men, but they didn't put them to forward units. But what we really want is statistics here and armor attack values, heart attack. Okay, yeah, that's decent enough. Okay, so we already have those there. We're just sort of Okay, let's put you up there. Let's put you down here. And yeah, you over here. There we go. Are there martyrs, them anti-tank destroyers 2s, 3? Yes, we have those. It looks like a Stug, but is a Panzer Haubitze. Yes, you're right. It is a hey, Hannibal Bonaparte. Yeah, well, if you it's one of the 1940 Axis Operations 1940 DLC introduces her, so you need to have her. You need to have that DLC to have her, and they go on about how we need to try to get women. You know, there's a little entry blurb. If you put your prestige behind having some women in the military, blah blah, maybe it'll go over better with the high command. Well, I'm not going to get into a lot of Nazi ideology right here, and I'm still struggling to try to understand all of Nazi ideology in its various elements, because there's different ideological thinkers within the party. Nazism is evil. I'm just trying to understand the evil. But don't, yeah, it's so. The Nazi high command recognized women were quite capable of things. They recognized that they were quite outstanding women, like Hannah Reich, the pilot. They want to, you know, even before the war starts, but particularly as the war is going, the Nazis ideologically are not against the idea of women, particularly in their early 20s, working a bit. But they're still ideologically, again, I'm not going to go into details, but are very much trying to promote population growth. So they want women to have children. It's not that they can't work or they shouldn't work, it's that they should have children. Women had for a long time, since before the Weimar period, had been working in industry, had been working in, you know, retail businesses, and, you know, the classical secretary positions, whatever. So they were perfectly fine with it. But they don't want to see women, because they want birth rate growth. They don't want to see women on the front lines. Now, on the home front, because some of it is part-time, some of it is full-time, but it's on the home front, they want to have women doing the logistics type elements. A lot of can be clerical, can be other stuff back on the home front. But they also, you know, flak helpers. They want, you know, to help man, if not totally man, flak guns. But to the best of my knowledge, they don't pick up a load of women, put them on a train, and send them to Paris to man the flak guns in Paris. They don't send them to, you know, even a place like that. They're sort of locally based around Germany and whatnot, and there's thousands, if not tens of thousands of them doing these type of jobs. But to the best of my knowledge, none of them are ever put out here. Yes, there are women out here, particularly in the German Red Cross. There are exceptions to it, but it is not a core aspect. Sociology left women indoors. They were effectively baby making. Yes, absolutely, baby making machines. Not that they weren't. This is not that they weren't capable of doing other things in their ideology. It's just what they think is best. And again, I'm trying to give Nazi ideology, not what I'm thinking. So don't come at me or think I'm agreeing. Yes, women, if they want to, should have babies. Absolutely, if they want to, they should have babies. It's, you know, it's a good thing that they do if they want to. They even gave, they gave lots of medals for motherhood. There's a whole hierarchy of stuff I don't know the details of, but that if the Germans had mobilized the entire female, like Britain, they would not have had as many problems with slave labor. I am convinced it's one of their biggest mistakes. Well, they mobilize a lot of women. I don't know the percentage of. At some point, women are effectively drafted. At some point within. Like in Britain, women are effectively drafted. In Britain, I know you you've got to find a very good excuse why you can't be in very, either working in a war industry, working in young women, I should say, 20s into their 30s, working in the war industry, working in the land girls, which is either like working in forestry, or on this I know a little better in Britain, in forestry, cutting down trees needed for the war effort, or working in farming or whatever. But in Germany, it's that going on too. If you're a woman, you're in your 20s. Now, if you can show that you have enough kids, not just a kid, because they definitely, have the idea of, daycare, as one woman looking after 4 or 5 children, a local community kind of thing. But you have the in the RAD, the Reich Arbeitsdienst, the labor services. Women are forced to join that prior to the war, and early in the war that is voluntary for the women, where it's more mandatory for the men. But it becomes mandatory to go into the Reich Arbeitsdienst. So you're effectively drafted at that point. And so those are working on the home front, often on farms, often other types of things. So they really mobilize the women into the even into heavy industry as well as light industry. You can see them doing it. It's not as early, not as quick as you see in Britain, but it is a mobilization. Now that doesn't mean it's as effective as Britain. Hey, Hero Honey, yes, Nazis are a type of socialist. They are a national socialist. They are not a sorry for it was a joke. Okay, well, they're not a leveling socialist like communism, like everyone is equal. They're hierarchical, but they are a socialist. They're a collectivist organization. Perfect society, one whose population live on the line. Yeah, there's different Nazi philosophers on it all, but yeah, so they do mobilize a lot of women, a lot, and the Nazi state, quite honestly, is rather inefficient, unlike what Star Trek had me believing as a child, that one episode where they have the guy who does the Nazi thing. But it is a very inefficient setup. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit escape, and I'm going to save this new setup here. No, we don't want to overwrite that. We'll call it LP2A. Okay, now this is going to be after a little experience on our first turn here. So yeah, okay, we're going to, there's our observation plane. Let's fly it up here like that. That did not see nearly what I wanted to see, but I do sort of know that there is a fighter over here, so let's fly over here next to it. Okay, now we're going to fly this guy right here. That way he is going to be here. Right? So we're doing a mass attack. Times 2. It'd be a little better odds. Now we're going to bring this is our double hit Stuka. So we're going to, it has a guy that double move. So we can, can we hit him again? No, oh, maybe that's a different Stuka. Oh, it's this guy, double attack Stuka. Okay, well, we know there's somebody over there, but we're going to, I know there's somebody here, so let's do double attack here then. I wanted to do that one, but pre-war in its earlier stages, young married women soldiers could actually get leave to go home, or young married soldiers get leave to go home to attempt to. Yes, absolutely. Himmler issued. Well, the SS are a different sort of thing and are working into their own sort of rules throughout the whole conflict. Do you need to grind out a second army to be able to do 2 different campaigns? I did a historical and considering playing a historical one. I don't know if Well, I like grinding out a sort of a premier um, army. I hate losing units. Um, I just do hate that. I Like I said, I am currently. I played the start of most of these Operations DLCs. I really like the story that they do. I don't, I like this last one. I did play like the ahistorical, go up and fight in Finland as Germany. You have that option. They don't force you into the very non-historical one. So, I hate losing units as well. It's fun to have unit. Yes. Well, I consider it a huge failure to lose a unit. Um, I just do. So we took down hit. Now what I have here in him, I put, and I just one of the heroes that he will give both artillery and AT support to next units next to him. So the unit that I move into here, this guy here, he'll get AT support. That's all we're really worrying about right here. So I don't know how much you have to do a different grind a second army. It just depends, I guess, on where it branches out. I'm right now starting the 19 in playing. Slithering graciously gives me, of course, because I stream for them here, all of the DLCs for free, and I definitely. Both here and on my YouTube channel mentioning that. Let me just drop links here. We're going to keep playing, of course, but let me just drop links to, if you're new here. I know people like Plastic Gangsta already have it, but I've got a YouTube channel in which I talk about history like this and while playing games for Slytherins and others. And also, I stream for myself on the weekends, which I just, prior to playing this, I was playing another game over on my Twitch channel, and I will be playing other stuff other days, so when you're not here. So, so I played a lot of the beginning thirds or so of a lot of these campaigns, but playing this inspired me. I really want to play through the whole DLC series now that they got to 43. So I'm right now starting 1940. So I played through the Spanish campaign series, the 1939 Axis operations, and I'm starting 1940. So I'm working my way through. Otherwise, I've just simply, they're sort of starting up army, base and play that one forward before. So that's what I do. It's a cool hero unit. I don't think I got that one. He's not from Exchange. I think he's new to this DLC. I can't swear to that, but I think so. Let's see, Plastic. Any wargame that inspires genuine affection for your units is developed. Yes. Hello, Tomago. How you doing? One of my recon units has camo with rainbow painted on. Well, cool. You can just, if you don't know, you can come here, unit details, camouflage, and you can pick. You don't even have to stick to your nationality because it doesn't really affect the AI, but you can pick what camos you want for units. And some units, because of their history, will have sort of specialty stuff here. Hello. Ulig, I always have trouble pronouncing your name, sorry. Share the same opinion. It's not win for me if it costs you 50% pipe. Yeah. Not yeah. So yeah, I don't, it's not that I gotta have victories. It's just I hate losing actually losing units is what I hate, which I take as being different from, yeah. Oh, and you asked before, yes, we have, just to show here, our anti-tank units. We have, they're sort of, we have Marder 3Hs. We can do the earlier 76 millimeter Marder 3s, and we have Marder 2As is what they're being called. This is the Marder 2D. This always looks weird. I don't know that there's really a gameplay difference. I guess they're considering a little thing. This was on a different version of the Panzer II wheels. You see this on the later Panzer II Lynx type road wheel system on it. So they have the sort of the basic Martyrs up to here available. I think earlier on, well, I know earlier on they had, you know, Jagdpanzer ones. I don't know if anybody's included the few, you know, Martyr ones that were built on those French tanks. So, right, okay, well, what we're going to do is it's going to be next to that guy there. Well, this guy is going to be risky. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. We're going to move you. You were to come to here. You see, he used to come, yes, here just to escort. I don't think we're going to try to shoot at him. This guy can come right here, and he'll be next to this fighter there to get some escort value out of it. You really should try to do all of your air attacks prior to. Just move him up here and hit here hard. I did sort of want to double hit like I did there, but I moved the aircraft wrong. Okay, I'm gonna hit first with the. Oh, and I did expect that as a possibility, so but we are here. And he's retreated back to there. Now, how far can he move up? He can move up to here. So we're going to move him into the slightly rough terrain. Move the Martyr in to give these guys some anti-tank backup. I'm going to move you out here just to take a look around. Not sure if it's the same series, but I played a game that looks similar to this many years ago. I thought it was Panzer General, but you moved the sprites when you highlighted all units they could reach, would highlight multiple maybe. Oh, this is the second mission. The first mission of the DLC is you're trying to keep Hitler from being captured from the real historical. Hitler was having a meeting on the Eastern Front. Not that they knew Hitler was there, but some of the Soviet tank units had broken in and got within like 10 miles or so or something of the where the meeting was taking place on the Eastern Front. And you're sort of protecting that meeting. It was the first. This is the second. Well, goes all the way back to Panzer General. I don't remember which one had quite what you are. I don't know if you're realizing, if you're seeing, when I click here, you see all the white dots as it can move too. It just, so you can see that. And if you click here, you can see white dots. It can move on foot and still attack. This can move with an truck with a chevron. It can move and debark, so it's ready. If it stays on the truck, it's vulnerable in the truck. So this does have it. But yeah, this goes back to Panzer General. It's part of this franchise, and there were several Panzer Generals. And then you go into Panzer Corps with a bunch of that. And then of course there's Order of Battle series, which is another Slytherin game. So we have a Martyr 2A here. Do I move it into town? I guess so. Now if I hit here, so I hit here first, I think, do tank destroyers have overrun? No, okay, they don't. But we took that out fully. I want to fully take out units. I really like that. These guys up there just got to get closer. You can see here the red sort of area. That's their anti-aircraft effectiveness. We're going to move you up to here. We're going to move you. Oh, you were. I wanted you up on the hill because if you get on the heights, you cover more area. But we'll get that done. All those air attacks. I really don't want my units in trucks when the air comes in. They'll get hit hard. Now here we did see that this is nobody here. Yeah, I guess we'll have air backup there. These thugs over here. Yeah, exactly. Hello, K. Cole. How you doing? I got these types with email turns back and forth. Ah, yes. Yeah, no, I go all the way back to Panzer General. I love the sort of, and it was a comical German accent. Yes, I know, but I love the German accent on the original voicing of the game. I wish they would have kept that up. It was so old, you know, Hogan's Heroes-ish. Yeah, and then it's called Panzer General, and it came out. Yep, I was back there. Yep, Plastic Gangster. I was back playing that then. Zero slot. Yes. I have it. Tomigo. I have that 121 centimeter or 210 millimeter howitzer with 0 slots 2 in my game. It's just not available to buy at this point in the game. Hearts of Iron is a very good game. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so we've done the sort of opening moves for here. Now what we're going to do is here, we realize if I come up here, I'm going to overextend, and I thought there was just going to be a few armored units. So, I'm not even going to move into the swamp. We're going to put you here at the bridge. You also don't want to sit on bridges. You don't want to sit on bridges if you can help it. Now these guys will be backed up with Pack 40. We're going to move up and get some artillery up here. We're going to move some flak guns. We're just going to get them up here fast because they may be struck. I want them, and they won't do any good this first turn. Oh, okay, what we're going to do here is, because these won't do really any good the first turn. Well, I'm going to be a little cautious. I'm going to put my air up like this. Right over these units here. So if they come to try to bomb them, they'll have to deal with... though I'm going to move these guys up. And when in town, they'll be a little safer. But we'll get those guys up here. So yeah, no, I've been playing... Well, I've been playing on this stuff since before there were computer war games, you know, on the old tabletop back in the 1970s. I was doing this kind of stuff back in the 1970s before there was any computer war games, really. Okay, see you, Plastic Gangsta. You haven't already left. Thanks for hanging out for a minute. Interested to see what they will do with since the ahistorical and the historical companions are going increasingly becoming divergent. I got into these games because no one would play Axis and Allies board games with me. Yeah, well, no one wanted to play The Rise and Fall of Third Reich by Avalon Hill with me. Well, I mean, I did get a few friends to play one particular, but not enough. Not enough. Okay, so this is definitely not an impenetrable river. We can try to hold the heights up here with some infantry. They come around the swamp, so they're going to take out that unit. You're going to take this out. It isn't going to even be holdable. So but what we're going to do is we're going to move this Stug back to here. These are weak units. Put these infantry to be protected by the Pack 40s and the Stug. I'm going to move you to well, I was hoping they wouldn't notice me here, but they just did. Okay, I couldn't get into the forest. I was hoping to get behind that. These are sort of the starting points here. Yeah, another Pack 40. Yeah, these are all weak units. These aren't going to last long, as we saw. I find this game great. I love it. I keep poking them on it because I want to see it come out. I don't know if any of you remember the old game Steel Panther, so it sort of it goes back to, and I have it way back from when it was an SSI game. And then, of course, Matrix, which is now a subsidiary or whatever you want to call it of Slytherin. So this is the Matrix Slytherin channel here. They still have the Matrix version of Steel Panthers, but they're working on, and I thought it was going to be coming out this year, the way they talked a year or more ago, but I think it's going to be next year at best, is Steel Tigers, which is just instead of, because I already did Steel Panthers 1, 2, and 3, so I think they're just rebranding to Steel Tigers. I love that game too, and I really want them to come out with it's a still turn-based, but with opportunity fire and other things like that. So little more detailed, and so I like games like Steel Panthers. I like games, I really do. I love games like Steel Panthers. I love games like War in the East 1 or 2, and War in the West and War in the Pacific. Love those. And if you really want to dig down into it, and when I'm feeling in that kind of mood, going in deep, I like this. But I also love these war games that are a little bit more simpler, a little bit more faster pace. So, I'm not trying to sell you, I know I'm here on Slytherin's channel. I'm not trying to sell you on any of this stuff, but I'm trying to present it to you so you see what it is and you see if it's something for you. I played real ton of Third Reich, and then I got into Squad Leader. I played a bit of Advanced Squad Leader with my cousin. Very good teaching your kids, yes. Hello, Urbis, how you doing? So, yes. So I love this. So, this may not be for you. Maybe you want something that's more realistic, either on a turn base. Now, another good thing I can recommend if you like World War II and you like this type of thing is Armored Brigade, which is a mostly sort of a Cold War setting, rather realistic, real-time game. You sort of you do orders, and the delay for like, oh, I want to move this tank from here to there. It takes a while for the you tell it when to go, but it takes a while to even start getting the orders, because it's meant to the idea of when you send the command to how long it takes to get from sending the command into the unit to follows the orders and that kind of stuff. So well, he survived a little longer this time. So Armored Brigade is a really good game. Highly recommend it. But there's a rather good DLC for it. That's no, just a mod for it, not DLC, I think. Or maybe they made it into a DLC. I'm not sure. Sorry, it's been a while since I played it. But it's Armored Brigade. I think they call it Armored Brigade 1942, and it's a World War II setting. A few of the things aren't great with it because of the translation into World War II, but it's really good, and I'd recommend it if you're looking for a more realistic with send orders to this unit. It takes a little bit of game time for them to start following the orders because radio communication, etc. and whatnot. So it's they went that infantry down. Something I would recommend if you're at all interested in a real-time strategy, a little more realistic, in that the tank either is operational or it's tracked or it's knocked out. It's not like a strength setting here, though squads can be ground down a bit. So yeah, Steel Panther, yeah, I love that game. I just sort of naturally came by it as a young child. I got playing with adults of, you know, both HO and micro armor scale tank battle games. So yeah, some of those games just come naturally to me because I started out young. It's not that I'm like super good at them or anything. Just you do something enough early enough, you just sort of naturally get the rules. So yeah, you know, I love those kind of things very much as well. I'm just going to go that there's nobody here. This is just sort of probably a mistake. I'm seeing all that up there. Okay, this is probably a mistake. So what we're going to do is these guys are going to move to the hills. These guys are going to come here. They're going to be out of the... They're going to come back and sort of hold this flank. Because I'm seeing all these guys. And these guys, this was, you know, strength 3 and taken down pretty quickly. Here, okay, well, they've got this guy surrounded. I'm a martyr, but that ain't a problem because this guy's going to die real quickly. Now, one thing we have to sort of remember to do. With these light ones, they can move 2 and still shoot, where these heavier ones can only going to move 1 and shoot. Okay, what are we... Okay, Yak, fighter type, Stormovic, a ground attack type. You can see here it's a Stuka. You can see here it's like a 109 or something, I don't know. Stormovic. We want to first, in my opinion, clear out the fighters. So, he's not going to get really shooting at any fighters. So we're going to... He's going to move up to here and shoot at that fighter. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move a 109 over here. And we're going to move... We have a 190, yes, a 190 here. Around this way. I'm leaving this free so I can come in here and see about dropping a bomb. Thanks. Once we clear the fighter out of the way. See, it's better to take the fighter down, leave these guys alone, and then get them in later turns. Now, over here. Well, let's send... Okay, he's the double attack one. We'll see about where I want to use him. Let's use a double move one here. This is the double move, that's the double attack. So he's just going to be 3, but we're going to... Well, not quite 3, but took him down heavily. Well, since he's double move, we could have done 2 strikes with that. Or done that and then do another strike with another aircraft. Like this 410. You know, we're going to move you back. Well, let's move you off the point, but back over here, so he's still being escorted by this guy. Let's move this 410 over here and hopefully kill off this unit. Yes, there we go. Now we got this unit here. We got that fighter there, so we're going to come over here. And so again, not strike there, but you want to strike here. Hopefully take him fully down, but no, I didn't expect to at this time. And then we're going to use our double attack guy here, because he'll be escorted by this guy. Come in here. Strike, and then he gets a second strike. Now you could like this, or you could, I think these units can take 2 heroes. You could have the double move guy, along with the double attack. Ah, Rudel, Heinz Ulrich Rudel. You could have put them together so you could strike one and then move on to the other. That would be a very powerful. Okay, do any of the campaigns in the workshop on Steam for this game? There's only what looks to be the grand campaign, and that's only for now. I don't know. Quite honestly, I have not looked for mods on Panzer Corps. I just haven't played enough of Panzer Corps to start looking at mods. Slytherin, we actually, you probably heard if you've been around here, there is a Discord channel for the streamers for Slytherin here, and they just had a talk recently, just in the last couple of days, about mods, and they very much encourage us to play with mods to show you what they're like. So, but I really have not tried any of the mods out here. Okay, we're going to come here and we're going to strike there. Now, this is our lesser of effective fighter, so we're going to put him here as our escort. I don't know if we should try. Okay, well, it won't hurt, I guess. Just strafe this guy. Now, we're going to get up to the heights. Oh, he can't. Oh, he should. Well, maybe in future turns. Okay. Just don't want to be stuck on the river because not really good things are going to happen. Now, we're not going to be attacked by infantry much, so that support fire isn't going to be overly used. Must confess, I'm angry with Slytherin on their mismanagement of Panzer Corps. Okay, tell me why you think so. There's not much in the mods slot, but the one I'm referring to is called Storm Over Europe, if anyone's interested. Okay, Tomigo, thanks for pointing that out. I am, now, you can also check out the Slytherin forums. I don't know if there's any mods there versus on Steam, but I would, I'm interested in to hear why you're upset. Mismanagement of Panzer Corps 2. Now they are working on, and they just didn't want to release both at the same time, 43, and they're also working on the Pacific campaign. So they are doing a Pacific campaign mod as well. So keep that in mind, generally speaking. So we'll wait to see about moving up on some of these other ones. Oh, I poked around on their Discord. Well, no, I'm talking about also, no, on their forums, not the Discord. Well, I mean, they may be on the Discord forums, but also on the Slytherin or Matrix, depending on the game brand. On their websites, there are forums there that will have a lot of information on stuff, so you might want to look around there. So check their forums out. Both 42 and apparently 43 were shipped with broken campaigns. The 42 and 43 were 11 months apart. Yes, they split the teams up and the quality, and Hayden suffered. Well, okay. I quite honestly, I really don't have any particular inside information on any of these things. Okay, that's operating as a tank destroyer, so we want to knock that out first. Let's move you up to here. You can move into there. You could. He's gonna take this guy out. What? Yeah, I'm broken, unable. I was able to play and haven't already completed. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm not disputing what you're talking about. And I will criticize. Trust me, guys. And if you've listened to me, been around enough, you know I will criticize here on Slytherin's. Hello. This was a mistake. Sorry. I will do that once in a while. Okay, we're going to withdraw. That's moving up too far. This swamp is going to be good. I will criticize them when I think they're wrong about things. I do that quite often. I mean, I always think, shall we say, justifiably criticizing. Okay, we're going to move up, take the airport, the airbase, which may cause some of their units to rebase. How can I get over there to just slap them? Give me a overrun. Frustrated delay, but I think it made sense because they're trying to work on Pacific and they had to start making two different divergent campaigns. But okay, well, on the delay issue, I don't know, and I mean this, I don't know if what's determined the release date or release timing of these games. If you've noticed, on Tea Time, they have stopped publishing a projected schedule of release of games. Generally speaking, they just stopped that. They have... Slytherin does not want to step on its own toes. So you may also notice it's right about now should be coming out the final DLC for Order of Battle. I don't know what it's going to be called. The last one is Allies Resurgent, probably Allies Victorious or Allies Triumphant or whatever. It doesn't matter, but it's probably going to be something like that. And that'll be the final. That's been announced as the final DLC. And my understanding from comments that they made publicly, again, this is nothing inside the ballpark or inside baseball or whatever, information-wise. They're moving up this way. Let's come up here to look around. So but I think they've moved back some of the game's release time because of I get to where I hate these. Okay, we can get there and unload. Because they don't want to have them coming out all at once. I think Pacific is more or less ready to go. I'm not saying they're not polishing it. I'm not saying that there isn't anything to fix. I'm saying they just didn't want to release this remember on the second mission, I think 42, when you shield the ships in the channel ghost. Yeah, I haven't really played that. You'll see that it's the last DLC. They never said that. Well, my understanding is, and they've said it before, that there's one more DLC, and that was basically it. Or there was nothing planned after that. Maybe I should say it that way. I'm not saying they will never make another DLC. What I'm saying is after, we'll move you up on the heights here. After the current DLC, they have no plans for anything more after one more. I mean, the Allies one were set to be a trilogy, and not a not just two Allies. So there was to be 3 Allied DLCs. I've been waiting to move him to C because we want to get him over here more to cover some of this area. He's moved. So there should be one more Allies DLC, and that should be the end for Order of Battle. We'll move him up there. Okay, our rockets, if we can get these guys somewhat on a higher level, they'll be able to be good, and they will suppress armor. They're not going to be great. Yeah, you know, and the people who made Order of Battle are the ones making, or have made, and they're going to continue working on it, so I say making, Starship Troopers Terran Command. You know, they've moved on to Starship Troopers. So, yeah, my understanding is there's supposed to be one more. And the franchise is good. I've really liked it because, and even once Panzer Corps 2 came out, I still liked it because it had an Allies, you know, or Soviet or whatever viewpoint, not just the German viewpoint. So, and it's a slightly different game. It inhabits the same space of, you know, wargaming, you know, Panzer Corps and whether 1 or 2 or Order of Battle. So if you like one, you'd like the other. Yeah, and there's some things I like a little better about Order of Battle. There's some things I like a little better about Panzer Corps. It's, you know, give and take. Okay, let's look at any of these outposts. Okay, they got 1 strength left. Yeah, these outposts are all basically going to be dead, if not already. Right, okay. The delay, about, at least from what I thought, read online, was that they weren't happy with the model simulate naval combat. Yeah, I think there is something to that on the naval side, but I also think it's and that may be why the Axis operations came out first, because they could work a bit more on the Allies one, because it's specific. Okay, on that, and I hear you about becoming mainstream. Is there Circus Maximus, what I forget what the Quo Vadis replacement, the Roman horse racing game, is that mainstream? Is Field of Glory Kingdoms, not Empire but Kingdoms, is that mainstream? And I think you can sort of tell by what I'm saying, I don't really necessarily think it's mainstream. Now, and no, I want to look. I want to hear everybody's opinions, including negative ones. Yes, I'm literally a shill. You know, some people claim, no, I'm literally a shill because, yes, I get paid money. Literally a shill from Slytherin here. But, oh, well, there's a lot of guys there. So first the reason I brought him up early here is to do mass attack. So we get some extra bonus, and then he comes in here. Let's see if we went after him. We take, but hopefully no damage, and take him out. Fully down. But I'm willing to criticize them. And I think that because I'm not criticizing them from a hater standpoint. I love Slytherin and Matrix and whatnot. So they are doing two, what I think are core, Field of Glory Kingdoms, and the other horse racing. I forget what it's called, the circus game. They're working on Steel Tigers. Now, the way it works is, and you may not, because I know I wouldn't necessarily have paid attention in the past, We want to suppress him. Let's move you up to here. Well, we can fire at you. Boom, a little bit of damage. And now hit, boom. Okay, big damage. Ooh, we can move you over here. We don't want to sit in that swamp, but we can move up to the heights here. High ground. And kill you. And take a little bit of damage. The way, because you may just see Slytherin as a company. And I deal with different parts of Slytherin, and so I don't know everything about it. But it is mostly a publisher, meaning they put the game out onto, out for the public to do it and promote it. Now they help work with, and as part of the publishing aspect, they work with the developers, and they work with a bunch of different developmental or developer studios that develop these games. And so I don't know the financial agreements and how much Slytherin upfronts money to developing a particular game. I'm sure they must in some cases. Again, I don't know what it all is. So they do that. And I believe part of their limitations, part of it is and I've known that they've worked with some developers and get through and have announced games, and the games have disappeared because Slytherin and the developers have not seen eye to eye for whatever reasons, and so they part ways. And whether the game comes out or not is another question. But part of what they're doing is needing to find a developer to make the game. They don't have a bunch of people with Slytherin name tags sitting around on computers somewhere cranking out the codes for these games. They have relationships with development studios, like I know Alvaro, who's basically a one-man show that periodically contracts elements. He is the maker of Warplan and Warplan Pacific, and I don't know what it's going to be called, Warplan Global or whatever. And I know I got to know Alvaro pretty well, but he's sort of a one-man show doing Warplan. Programming a lot of the AI as well as the game mechanics. I do think he gets some help, for some graphics and other stuff. I don't quite know, but it's just Alvaro, and he lives in Florida, and he's the sort of one-man development studio for Warplan. So it's how fast can he make the game? And so how fast, we've come out, we've had Warplan and we have Warplan Pacific now. And Herbert and Bill, who are the Strategic Command guys that have now come, have announced out with, and I know there was one brief demonstration of it, Strategic Command Civil War, dealing with American Civil War. And so there's another core game, and, core war game. And so they're producing, they're developing that. They're the developers, and Slytherin is the production company. So yeah, Slytherin is definitely doing Starship Troopers, definitely doing Stargate, definitely doing Terminator Dark Fate. I wouldn't have done. Now they talk about it's a little more open world that they can deal with the Dark Fate, but I wouldn't have picked that one. But there's reasons they picked it. I'm not saying they're wrong, and there are reasons to pick it. What they did, and we're going to risk my observers up here once again to see where the tanks are and to see if I want to come out and play. I think we're going to hold this river for a little while. At least one turn. We have 25. And so, somebody, again, just because I know a little bit, and I've helped work with some bugs and some stuff with Alvaro on Warplan, so I just know it a little better. it's one thing he goes, oh, I need somebody to help, get somebody to work on, the graphics for the world map or something like that. Yeah, that'd be good. But try to have somebody else just add one more programmer that isn't right there with him. Well, that's I love Warplan. It's very good. It's very much Alvaro and I have both a similar background and of somewhat of similar age. Going back to old Avalon Hills, the Third Reich board game. So it's based out of that, and the sort of the European theater, and then he's done the Pacific theater now, I believe. I haven't talked to him in a while. It's been quite a while, actually, since I really talked to him. Because, I've talked to him on Discord and whatever, and so we sat down and talked. So it's based out of that. So it's similar to, and answers a lot of my complaints about stacking limitations and whatever in Strategic Command. I agree, and not big doom stacks, but I think does some things better. If you like Strategic Command, I think you'll like Warplan and maybe like Warplan better. And it's a challenging AI. So hello, Mara and Rolling. How you doing? Good to have you here. You didn't watch the Star Troopers movie. Okay, well, original Twitch. I did. I liked it. I've not read the book on that series. I've read a lot of science fiction series, but I've not read the Starship Troopers. So just trying to throw in another programmer, even if he was working there with Alvaro, it would be a whole adjustments routine to get that involved. And if he's working remotely, if he's not local to Florida or something, you've got the situation of, too many cooks spoiling the meal kind of thing. So it's not necessarily going to just produce a better or faster game. It may make it worse. I'm not saying it would for sure. It just depends on how well you work at it. So you got to look at Slithering like that. Part of their thing is what do they have and who do they have producing games. And so I may want them to make, and I was poking Richard on the last stream about Field of Glory 2 Renaissance or something, Field of Glory to Enlightenment or whatever, to get, Pike and Shotter to get into the 18th century. I would love that. And since you already have people working in that field, working, I just want them to continue to move into the period. And I would love an 18th century or Renaissance era war games. And I don't know if they would be profitable because I don't know the cost. I don't know how many they would anticipate selling and what kind of imagination they can capture on people. But part of it is do they have somebody to even program the damn thing? Not just whether it would, pick it up, or if it would be profitable. So you got to sort of understand Slithering in that sort of vein. And so I hear you on potentially, chasing the whale of a big success. Okay, let's see what we're going to see about doing here is we're going to move up the artillery a little bit more. What I want them to do, I want them to come in and hit this riverside here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move. I am still playing the game while talking about it. So I hope I'm entertaining you. My job here is to entertain, as I see it at least, is to entertain you while playing the game and showing off the game so you know what the game is about. I really don't see it as a situation where, a challenge, how well gamer can, how quickly gamer can win a, particular. We'll move you over in the swamp. You might do well in the swamp against Soviet tanks. I don't know. Okay, we have our air power. We have this guy here, but what okay, that's a Stormovik. Okay. Well, this guy, I think, he's out of range for our 109s. Well, 190, nope, can't quite get up there. So what we need to do here is with at least, okay, well, okay, our, double, okay, this is double move. KV1, I'm looking at tanks that I'm going to have trouble with. KV1, big thick armor. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our double strike aircraft on him. We're going to come here. Take down these T-34s. So I hope this information is useful to you guys and interesting. Okay. Oh, that was heavy hitting. Now what I did specifically was I hit those 3 tanks because they were all right next to each other, and I can put 1 aircraft there to now escort all of these fighters. And we're going to then move this fighter and this fighter to a more forward air base. We're going to move you up to here, and we're going to hopefully shoot 1 factor down at least in there. We're going to move you up to here to get you covering that airspace again. And it's rough terrain, and I have it in trucks. We're going to go over to here. You're not pointing to the sky, I know, but we'll get around that. I don't know, just come here to sort of guard it. Now back to here. We're going to move you back to here. So if they come this way, at least we'll have some sort of warning. These guys are on the high ground. Could use some anti-tank over there. No, I don't care. This. Something comes there, we'll have some artillery to deal with that. All right. Oh shit. I am running late, and I think, is there somebody else supposed to be up after me? Uh-oh. No one said anything. No one messaged me. Hold on, let me check Discord here. Only there isn't somebody after me. Okay, well, oh, Richard came in early and did his stream. Okay, so I'll go a little bit longer here. Then we'll have Sergeant Z-Dog coming in a while, but Richard came in and started early, I see. Okay. So we're doing a slightly different thing. I heard everything you said, Gamer, and I'm open to discussing some more. But as I said, I do not want to hijack. Yeah, I know. I appreciate your insight. Yeah. No, it's good, and I don't mind talking about this, and I don't think Slytherin minds me talking about all of this, because I know they really value you guys as customers. I've talked to enough of them. They really appreciate all of you guys, and I don't think they want to lose their core gaming audience. And the way modern computer gaming works, it's no longer the olden days when you shipped a ooh, that hurt. Ships a DLC, or not a deal, ships a CD. Oh shit, my observation plane is getting hammered. Ships a CD out, and it goes to the store, and it's sort of, that's the game. And if it does really well, we'll make version number 2 kind of thing. It is like we see here with Panzer Corps. You ship a game. I think the base game was good. It had a decent long campaign. I think it worked reasonably well. And it was good, but now they're going back through and doing more detailed missions, setting all this stuff up in a much more detailed way, and I think it is good. Okay, we're gonna move you over this way, that way they get some AA cover. Armovic Yak. yak. Okay. We're gonna shoot at him. The reason I shot at him was so that he can come over here. Now he was at 13 and I didn't necessarily want to take on the strongest one. So now this, they can't come and bomb this guy again next turn because he'll be flying high cover and so will he. Here, 6. We'll go with the wounded man first. Okay, and then hopefully fully take this guy down. And so I fully take down one aircraft instead of partially taking down one aircraft for the same amount of effort. We're going to reinforce. I also weakened him by shooting some AA fire at him. So that is why we did that. We're going to move you up to here to get all this area AA coverage. E2, okay. We're going to move this anti-tank gun over this way to back this up for future. Yeah, I don't doubt that there's like only one guy doing the Axis operation. I'm really glad they're doing the Allies version. I understand why they picked the Pacific because it's so different from Panzer Corps. What I would have done is just, I would have done simpler. I would have just, instead of trying to create a whole new sort of game, because I don't know that that's really, I don't know if the Pacific Panzer Corps Pacific, if it requires a new base game or just a new DLC, but I'm not sure. We're gonna get that, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna fly up to here. Oh, we're not. Okay, we're now wanting to operate a little further than this base is forward. So what we're going to do is we're gonna get all of these other aircraft up, so they'll get one turn with no mean aircraft hitting them. I would have just simply maybe cheaped out, if you will, but had you know, picked, I don't know, maybe not Poland so much, but just start with the British in, you know, 1940 and just do a, a Northern European campaign, then jump into North Africa and do a a British perspective campaign, so you can use a lot of the assets. You just sort of remake, not use the same maps or whatever, but do similar sort of maps and do the battles from the Allied side, the British side, or something like that, and and then you go up to Italy and then transfer to D-Day, and you go into Germany, just to sort of go and do all this great engine with all these great graphics over again with the Allies is what I would want to do. Only be not even converting the whole Allied campaign, an island naval warfare game. Okay, well, you see, and I get you there. That's not the game you're interested in, and I understand that. I respect that. I'm more interested than you are, it would appear, which is fine. I think, do I want to hit him or hit him? They're not coming and play with me as hard as I was sort of hoping over here. Maybe they could come in too hard. Okay, we're going to come here. We're going to strike here with Stukas. Is it this guy? One, or is it... Okay, this guy is going to hit for 2. I figured he'd be a bit softer of a target. Seeing if there's a optimum target for these guys. Now, Really, no, we're not. I'm not gonna push into the swamp here, and well, that's probably gonna be an overrun, so I'm gonna risk this. Yes, good, overrun, so that way I get back to my heights. There we go. And so, yeah, I get that not everybody's interested in the Pacific. I respect that. That's why I say I would have started with just doing an Allies version of basically the same game. It's what I would do. But that's just me. And work my way up to the Pacific game maybe eventually. I thought I had ooh, he's not being escorted for some. Oh, way over here. Oh, I should have maybe moved him first. Well. Yeah, so I was waiting for all these guys to come over here, and I was just going to slaughter them one after the other. I know this is maybe a bit more defensive than what Monstein had in mind for me. Okay, ooh, that was a decent hit. Okay, so we're going to hit him with the Tiger first. Hopefully he won't. Oh, you see, I don't want him to retreat. I wanted to then hit him with this guy. But, okay, and it's snowing, so we have no air operations. Well, it may actually sort of be good for us. But I have gone over my time, but there was nobody coming up. There will be at 11 p.m. British time, I think is how it goes, so you guys can figure your clocks out. Sergeant Z-Dog will be on. Let me just see if I can quickly see what he's going to be playing. He's going to be playing, oh, I don't know, it doesn't say here, just scheduled. Sergeant Z-Dog is scheduled, so whatever he's been playing will be on. And no apologies, I like talking about this stuff. Oh, and then, well, we do have somebody waiting for the Pacific. So yeah, so I want everyone's feedback. And I know Slytherin wants people's feedback on what they want to see. Ian, who is sort of the founder of Slytherin, I think at core is a wargamer. So, but money talks. He may become a sellout with lots of big money from IPs.